2022. Very excited. This is the surprise announcement broadcast stream for ThreatGEN. Before we get into the juice of what we really want to launch today and do a big reveal with you, I want to give you my impressions, and Clint's going to join us in a moment and give us his impressions and some interesting key takeaways already from BlackHat. You know, the trainings were the first couple days of the week as usual, and now the conference has launched right now. We've been in the business hall, we've been talking, we've been mingling. Business meetings have been good, and I'm really, really excited. If you are here, come find us at BlackHat. If you're watching on stream, say what's up, hashtag BHUSA 2022. Let us know that you're there. Make sure that the sound check sounds good, and we're gonna get into it. We'll bring Clint on, and we will get our first impressions before the big reveal. Hey, Clint, how you doing?
Hey, everybody. This is like the first time that we've actually been on screen, on camera together. Like, I literally just met you in person for the first time.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Well, and I'd even say that that's actually not an uncommon experience. So many people I have already met, Clint included, for the first time in person. People I've been working with for years remotely, have great relationships with them, and for the first time shook their hand or gave them a fist bump or whatever it was. It's really nice. I'm surprised at how nice it is to really connect with individuals in person.
Especially nowadays, you know, post-COVID. And well, okay, we're not post-COVID, but we're at least, you know,
endemic.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm looking at the chat here. Is our sound good, everybody?
Yeah, let us know in chat if sound is
before
good.
We get into the meat of this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are at BlackHat, which is held at Mandalay Bay. For those of you who are just tuning in and maybe not aware, BlackHat always happens right around the end of July, early August, every single year. It's been going on for about 20 years now. It pairs with DEF CON. It's actually run by Jeff Moss and his entire group. DEF CON preceded it by a few years. And it really is hacker summer camp. BlackHat is seen more as kind of the business side, where DEF CON's more the practitioner and kind of getting a little frayed on the edges. But BlackHat is delivering consistently for what I would expect from BlackHat.
Yeah. You know, I remember back in the day before BlackHat existed, going to DEF CON. You know, it was rowdy, it was stinky, you know, but BlackHat really brings the professional element, and I'm really glad that they brought the professional element together, because while DEF CON is fun, I think BlackHat is what is bringing the community. And that's one of the things I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But BlackHat is bringing the community, and I think BlackHat is what brings the opportunity for people to get hired, look for people to do the networking. It's the more professional. So, you know, like I said, while DEF CON is fun, I prefer BlackHat from a professional perspective.
Yeah, a lot more business-related conversations. Obviously, BlackHat is much more of that business-focused. But, you know, even practitioners talking with practitioners, it's just a more kind of knowledge share way. Like, definitely at DEF CON, I feel like DEF CON's more of the social. It's like almost like you spend the first half of the week sharing knowledge and tips, techniques, and all that. And then the second half is the unwind, the parties, the games, the social element, really.
Well, yeah, and DEF CON traditionally is where I've gotten together with my friends, and you know, it's the mothership of the cybersecurity community, right? And so that's where I've gotten together with my friends, hung out with my friends, and half the time I don't even do the talks. I mean, I just go and hang out. So let's. I think that everybody said that our sound is wonderful.
Good to go. Thank you, chat, for letting us know.
Yeah, and so we'll attribute that, and I'm going to do one last check. We can't read your comments because the computer's down there, so I apologize. But these Road Go. These labs are awesome. The Road Go.
Our AV is tight. So let's talk about our big first impressions from the conference.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about. Gerry's going to talk about his kind of big impression. I'm going to talk about my big impression, and then we've got our big reveal, our big, huge announcement. So stick around for that. So what are your first impressions?
Okay, so first and foremost, you know, the business hall is open. I walk right in. If you have been to BlackHat before, you know that the business hall has a certain tiering system, right? The huge, big, over-the-top, crazy-looking booths are right up in the front. Big money. And then further in the back, it's much more of your traditional conference expo. Right off the rip, one of the first things that I saw almost immediately is that there are almost all big, bougie, expensive, crazy looking vendors. And the only thing I could think of is that the last 2 years, these marketing budgets haven't been really burned too much, and that they had a little bit of extra capital. And this is the first time that people are really coming back like in mass to BlackHat, and it's like, okay, like we've got the coffers full. Let's go ahead and push it and make that big first impression. Also, I've been talking, I walk up to these booths, I talk to them. It's way less salesy, way less push, and much more interaction, discussion, etc. We've had some great talks already today. I've been very impressed with the products I've been seeing, the vendors I've been seeing, and really importantly, the conversations I've been having. They've actually been productive and constructive instead of, salesy and targeted. What about you, Clint?
Yeah, so that's a good segue, actually, because I agree. All the interactions have been really nice and comfortable and not pushy. And it's probably, the types of conversations that I've been having, it's probably because of the areas I've been going. So I've been targeting other cyber simulation and cyber education type venues or vendors.
Right.
And you went with me to a couple of those. And there were some really cool ones out there. I won't even call them frenemies. I'll call them just other market peers, right? Because we look at it, we don't have competitors. We just have other peers in the industry that are offering training. And there's some really unique things out there. And one of the ones that, and I forgot the name of the company, but
start talking and I'll tell you.
Hack EDU.
Security Journey.
Yeah, Security Journey is what they're merging with. And Security Journey is really cool because they've got this training track specifically for SDLC. So it is an entire like belted system, white belt, yellow belt, green belt, gamified education in terms of secure coding. And so like they have all these, JavaScript or C# and the different levels, but from the development all the way up through the entire SDLC. And I haven't seen that in the industry yet.
Yeah, SDLC is definitely one of those areas that we as practitioners talk about and say, absolutely got to put controls in place. But unless you're a dev, it's very difficult to explain to the developers what to do. And most times developers want to be left alone. They want their requirements. They want to execute on, whatever that sprint is or whatever that waterfall requirements are and deliver, right? So it is a really interesting market to begin to shine a light on.
Yeah, and that was actually an aside because that wasn't my main point.
Right.
The main point that I wanted to make was, and then from my observation, is the diversity that we're seeing this year compared to years past, even just 2 years ago. The amount of diversity, I'm impressed. The amount of women and people of color that we're seeing here, not just as participants or attendees, but I've had more actual tech demos from women and people of color than I have in the past ever. And so the amount of diversity that we're seeing culminate into the industry by way of this conference is amazing, and I'm really encouraged to see that.
Yeah, well, they always say, words are fine, but action is really what resonates, and we're seeing this action actually take place with people of all sorts of backgrounds, cultural identities, etc., being employed in our industry, whether it's practitioners, sales engineers, content creators, etc. So I agree 100%. I've been coming to BlackHat DEF CON for probably 10 years now, and there has been a material shift in the population that you would typically see at these events year over year, and yet you nailed it 100%, Clint, on that.
Yeah, so I guess, let's go ahead and segue into, because we don't want to make this stream too long, because we've got fun things to get to.
Absolutely.
And I'm not just talking about the after parties, but so let's talk about our big reveal. Who's ready to hear about the big reveal here?
Yeah,
so,
I know some people had some theories, some people had some suggestions, all great ones, but I think you're really going to be super, super excited about what we're revealing today. I am personally wicked excited.
Yeah, so, and those of you that have been following us on our Red versus Blue streams, or mainly Gerry's Red versus Blue streams, we've been giving you hints, and we've been kind of leading up to this, especially with the tournament. So here it is. In September, the week of the 18th, starting that week of the 18th. So some of you already know, we have our big 2022 invitational, our Red versus Blue 2022 invitational tournament, but that's not the big news. The big news is that's going to precede the esports. We're creating a Red versus Blue esports league. And so, like I said, some of you already kind of knew a hint about this, but it's official. The website is esports.threatgen.com. And this is kicking off an entire official league. It's called the Red versus Blue Cyber League. And we'll have more details. It's kicking off probably in February officially, but the website is up. and you'll see the tournament information on the website. The matches that we have there, we have all the participants there. The matches that are there, those are not the final match setups. That is actually just placeholders. We're going to do an official drawing on the 18th, or
yes.
So on the 18th,
right after the live stream, Eric Taylor is playing Cyber Matt Lee live head-to-head. Clint and I will be shoutcasting. So Bob, you'll be happy to know that I won't be in the seat, or maybe you'll be unhappy to know I won't be in the seat. And we'll be shoutcasting, and then immediately following that event will be the big tournament draw to see where people are placed in that tournament.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're literally going to have, everybody has like an esports logo, and so we're going to draw the esports logos, some chits out of a bag to get the tournament, the seedings, and then again, that is going to kick off the actual official Red versus Blue Cyber League. First season is next year, 2023, starting, I think, we don't know the exact dates. We'll have rules that are going to follow on how to sign up, all the rules of play, how it's going to unfold, how it's going to happen. We also have sponsorship opportunities. So so we have sponsorship opportunities coming up. You'll see the spots there in the promotional material and on the website. Yep. So if you want to sponsor the tournament, we have sponsorship opportunities. Reach out to us. If you want to sponsor the league, well, your company will be promoted throughout the entire season, and all of the money that we get from sponsorships goes directly into the league. We're not trying to profit off of it. Yep. It is literally supporting the cost of the league. So swag, prizes. We're trying to determine right now if we're going to actually have cash prizes or gear and swag prizes. We don't know yet, but that's
working through the legality of how we can do that and where we can do that.
Yeah, there's some legal issues that we have to adhere to, but also we want to make sure that we adhere to a budget. So whatever sponsorships that we get is going to dictate what prizes and things that we can
we
can
are
offer.
Shooting for the moon, so don't sweat it.
Yeah, exactly. So we definitely have some new big follow-on information, but that's it. That's the big reveal, is the official Red versus Blue Cyber League, Cybersecurity Esports, and that's going to be esports.threatgen.com.
Yeah, and just my final thoughts before I send it to you to send people away. I am super excited about this. If you've been playing Red versus Blue competitively, if you've been meeting people in the Discord server just to have friendly matchups and stuff, this is going to take it to the next level with standings, with win-loss ratios, that real tail of the tape. The league is going to really gamify it and take it to a place of competition. So if you are into competition, if you are into cybersecurity, this is going to be a perfect mashup. You're going to love it. It's basically taking the heads up plays that we've been doing and turning it to 11. And I personally am ridiculously super excited, over the top. If you're interested, if you want to share it on social, connect with me directly. I can show you how you can start getting your logo lined up. It is launching in February. We're targeting.
We just don't know the exact day yet, but yes, it's launching in February.
So we have time. Maybe I'll make a video on the channel on how to get all stood up for ThreatGEN's esports Cyber League, but I am super pumped up.
I tell you what, I would like to launch it on February 4th. And the first person that can give me a correct answer on why I want to launch it on February 4th gets bonus swag from me, signed. So
very nice.
All right. So in chats and comments, whoever gets there first. So Gerry, you're gonna head out and you're gonna send us off on the tech while I give us the verbal head out. So again, thanks everybody for joining us. I hope the reveal was exciting. I know some of you probably already knew about this reveal, but this is going to take our community to a whole new level. And I really do hope that this brings cybersecurity into a broader limelight using esports and competition. And again, because it's based off of Red versus Blue, anyone can join. You don't have to be technical. This is not a CTF. This is not technical. This is in the style of Red versus Blue. So with that, Gerry, you ready to send us off? So